Speaking of 90s roundtable.
Oh boy, Luke's coming right out. He's
coming out swinging.
I know it.
So Bush, I don't know how you guys feel about Bush, but
we didn't mention Bush at all, did we?
Not once. I absolutely.
I think there was a reason for that.
I adore their first 4 albums. You can't talk.
You know what, Luke? What is so crazy is because we all, like, I had lists, and I know Michael's the same way, and I know Steve is the same way, about bands and records that we wanted to talk about.
Sure.
And then it was 3 hours, or, well, Steve cut it down to 3 hours.
Yeah, we talked over 4 hours on that side.
Yeah. And then as soon as he stopped recording, we're like, oh, what about? And just started ticking off. Now, I am not a Bush apologist or whatever. Not a big fan, but they should have been mentioned.
They should have. They're a huge part of
Machine Head Alone, 16 Stone.
And he's dreamy, and he's a dreamboat.
That's right.
No, stop it.
He saved Lollapalooza in that.
Luke made good records, but it wasn't out of spite.
Understood. No. I'm just giving you. I'm giving you a guff.
I'll give Luke credit. 16 Stone and Razor Blade Suitcase. I enjoyed both those albums, but I couldn't name you one after that.
Golden State was number 4. I absolutely love Golden State and Science of Things.
Wasn't it green?
Science of Things was green.
Science of Things was green.
Yep.
I think somebody burned that for me.
Was that the Chemicals Between
Us?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Letting the Cable Sleep. That's an excellent song.
Okay.
There's not some bad songs. Just giving you a hard time.
I know. I'm doing the same back at you. So, and then Cake. Where was Cake? Not once.
Ooh, that's a little harder for me.
Yeah, they bridged the 2000s a lot though, don't they?
They
were real late though.
Yeah, they were late.
Short skirt, long jacket.
That was 2000s.
No, I know. I'm just
Fashion Nugget. Fashion Nugget was
the Distance was their very 90s. First. Friend is a 4-letter word.
The Distance. Yeah.
Yep. So, but anyway, speaking of latecomers, so I've got Incubus, Modest Mouse, Queens of the Stone Age, Wilco.
Modest Mouse was mentioned.
How do we not?
Oh, was Modest Mouse mentioned? I
a little bit.
Modest Mouse got really popular though in the early 2000s.
Exactly.
That first record.
Yeah, but
Lonesome Crowded West is perfect.
And I believe they're on their 25th anniversary tour, or they just announced they're going to be on the 25th anniversary tour for that record.
And Golden Casket just came out last year. It was a great album.
That's a good record. The new one's really good.
Luke, it was only because there was not enough time.
And then here's I'm gonna get a little pretentious. So we talked about this morning. Built to Spill and Neutral Milk Hotel. Neutral Milk Hotel.
I had Neutral Milk on my list, but I thought we tried to keep it a little more commercial.
Understood. Yes, and see again, I'm just
because Michael bows down to all corporate sponsors. But no. All of those, and like I said, as soon as we stopped recording, we were like, "Oh, what about these records? What about this?"
So many.
And then,
and I'm sure I've missed a couple too. So I'm just
trust me, I was trying to cross them off as we were going, and then I'm like, "Oh, we got to talk about this," but I'm like, "How do you go from like, talking about like Mariah Carey and go, oh, by the way, Neutral Milk Hotel's record, Airplane Over the Sea." She was really inspired. That's a tough transition for sure.
Yep.
But I will say, Bryce, so your episode about Clapton, and that came out in
July.
What was that? That record?
The record. 2000.
Yeah.
I think it was 2003 or 2002, 2003. I think on the podcast.
So I'm not giving away the ages of any of us else. Any of us out there. And Luke, I don't know how old you are. So
37.
So that came out, and that was sort of a, you talked about it was a contemporary record. You were listening with your dad and all that kind of stuff in the 2000s. So do you have, what is your 90s recollection? Or did you get all of that stuff a little bit later, or
about that much, man?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm 28 now, right?
Right.
So I'm not
exactly.
I was born in 94, so all of that came later. That came to me when I was I don't know, sophomore in high school, something like that. My best friend burned me this CD with all these freaking people that I had never heard of, and it was a burned CD. So it's not like it had a track list. It was he called it Blue Moon Mix 1 or Guinness mix 2. And like, I'm 17, so it's not like I'm drinking, right? He's like, this is what you would have with a Guinness. And I'm like, okay, sure it is, right?
Was
so
that
I'm
like
listening
sludge
to this.
rock, I hope? Was that like the heavy shit?
Dude, I don't know. He made me 15 of these things with stuff that I had never heard, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he showed me to like, you know, thankfully I had him because he showed me to like Korn, Lamb of God, and some really great rock bands that I now love that I wouldn't have found without him. But yeah, like he got me all these CDs and I just was like, all right, why not? I'll flip them in the CD player and we'll just, you know, go to town. And there was a few that I was like, and then like a lot that I really, really fell in love with. And Bush was one of them. Like I loved, oh God, what is that song? I could not think of the name of that. It's one of their like big hits. It's not in
Glycerine.
Glycerine, Machine Head, both of those were on
Machine Head is
that was the big one.
The video was awesome though. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the video where like it was just like somebody like riding like a motorcycle through like London, and it was pretty cool. Like how that was way before you could do that with GoPros and stuff.
Sure. So it was like big production. Yeah. Yeah. So my thing was very little with all that stuff until a lot later on. So, you know, but my like influences went so much different than that. Like he was on the whole rock and metal side, and I was like blues and guitars and old cool cars. And like that was where my whole taste went. So
and Bryce, why I asked is because I think, and Steve, not to take over the role here, but why I asked is because it's so much different than, like, I know how Michael and I came into Bush. It was when we got into it, it was the tail end of grunge. You know what I mean? And it was like, now Michael's had a couple of beers, so when we got into Bush, yeah,
sorry.
But
my mom and significant other would like that joke.
But all I want to say is when you hear those songs without context, without any preconceived notions, that's why I was asking. Like, you know, Luke, you brought it up. They are great songs, and you know, for better or for worse, the first time I heard them was like, oh, this is the death knell of oh.
My wife is enjoying this conversation.
Now, Steve, for the people who will be listening to this as a podcast, can you please explain what was just said? Moderator, right? You've got to say it out loud.
Yeah, my wife is one of our many viewers right now, and she does agree with Luke, and she thought the Bush joke was very comical.
That's as far as we're going.
No, they are a good band. I just think, and who wouldn't want to? You know,
are they better than Creed in your opinion?
For fuck's sake!
I thought we would get not talk about Creed. Steve, and now it's like cursing me because I feel like it's following me around. And it's playing in like stores just because me, you, and Danny talk about it now. See, Luke's so mad he walked away about Creed.
See? He's been crying out to God.
Yeah.
Seeking only his.
Those videos are absolutely ridiculous.
I bet you Luke
Luke
went to get a Creed vinyl, and he's going to show us he's got the Creed super box set.
I know, but I also want to, after Luke shows us his Scott Strapp tattoo, I want to get Bryce's opinion on Creed as someone coming up a little bit younger than us.
I was just going to grab my Creed albums. Actually, I can't find them.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Finally, yes, thank you.
You had your headphones off, Luke, but I kind of.
I was literally. I have their first two albums.
Why?
My wife is not going to listen to this now. She's already said she's done.
You know what? Creed is not that bad of a band. Yes, they might be derivative of what came before, but Creed is not that bad. I'm not going to say they're one of my favorites.
Even I
would agree, right? So here's the thing: like I didn't grow up on Creed, right? I heard of Creed when I was like,
I hope not.
10. No, thankfully I didn't. My dad did me better than that. But here's the thing, right? Like, I think they came out with some good stuff. Not all of it by any means. It's not like I have all of their stuff on like my liked playlist on Spotify or something. But there are a few choice songs that I'm like, yeah, I can get into this every now and again. I had to do a cover of a Creed song beginning of August. I had to. I
never even thought of that. Yeah. If you get requests. Yeah.
Which one did you do? My Own Prison?
So I did with the one you would think with our right. I had to.
At least My Own Prison's like okay.
I thought that was a pretty good song.
See, you're wearing Mike down.
No, I had their CDs in college, and then I stopped, like, I don't know, drinking heavily. I don't know what happened.
Well,
it's like taking a swig of beer.
I think I had My Own Prison. I think.
I will say, sound-wise, all that, they check every box, right? They sound good. They look good. The singer, but there's nothing there. It's...
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I will this. My mom just texted me.
Go ahead.
My mom just texted me because she doesn't know how to message on the board like Michelle, and she said, "I can't comment, but I love Creed."
There you go.
So, yes, 65-year-old woman says it. It's got to be good.
That's right.
Hey,
And the same
so I wonder if we go back in time. I wonder if we go back in time, like somebody saying Vanilla Fudge is better than Led Zeppelin.
Right.
No one claiming that Creed is better than anyone, though. So we're
Creed is better than everyone? Oh, Creed Bratton.
Hey, there's Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
Nicole's going to be a guest on season 3. Steve's got her in the book. So Nicole and I have actually recorded some music together. We're nowhere near what you've done, Bryce. We do it very... Yeah,
Mike's mom. I can't comment, but I love Creed. And by the way, Nicole, the only Creed worth listening to is Creed Bratton.
There you go.
Yeah, or Creed from The Office.
That is Creed. That
Bratton. Is Creed from The Office.
Nice.
Oh shit!
Good one.
Sorry, I just watched it once. I don't like rewatch The Office.